I think that, so for me, like what has drawn me to Vietnam is like, it's not even what's here now, it's what I see as what could be here, right? Like if you look at like Southeast Asia, the different countries and stuff, I think of all the countries that I've been to, I see the most potential in Vietnam for the growth of jiu-jitsu. Because Vietnam, okay, so let's compare Thailand and Cambodia for a second, right? Okay, so where is there better jiu-jitsu overall right now? There's no question it's Thailand, right? It's not even a debate, right? But it's almost all driven by the foreigners, right? There are Thais that are good, usually the ones that train with the national team, but they mostly stick to themselves. Maybe they'll train with the foreigners a little bit, but not as much as in a place like Cambodia. So in Cambodia, the national team guys and the foreigners, they all train together like a lot, right? Like if you took the national team guys in Thailand and you let's say you had them train with the PGA guys, I think that's really good for the growth of jiu-jitsu in that country, right? Like in a country where jiu-jitsu is growing, what you want to have is synchronicity between the foreigners and the locals. You want them to be working together because they each bring something different that the other doesn't have, right? What the foreigners bring is pre-established knowledge and skill, right? They're coming from a place where jiu-jitsu is already more developed, so they have pre-established knowledge and skill. What the locals have is commitment to the location, right? Like if it's your country, your family's there, if that's where you live, you have more commitment to grow the sport there, right? So you want to have both of these things, right? To grow jiu-jitsu in a country. Now, Cambodia has both of those things, but what I see as being the limitation on Cambodia is that the population is very small, right? Like what is it, like maybe 4 million, something like that? It's not a big country.
It's like 16 million.
Okay. But it's still
It's
relatively small, right? Now, compare that to Vietnam. What is Vietnam, like 85 million? It's a relatively big country, right? Let's see.
So Phnom Penh is 2.2 million. This city is 13 million.
Yeah.
So Vietnam is it's 97 million.
Yeah.
So the 15th largest population in the country.
Yeah.
In the world.
And then the population here is predominantly young. This is a very young country, right? Compare that, for instance, to Italy, right? Italy has the second most, I forget how to word this, but like the second most aging population in the world behind Japan, right? So there's a massive problem in Italy. This bodes very poorly for the future of the economy of Italy. The population is very old, and a lot of the young people are leaving, right? So Italy has a sort of a catch-22 situation with their inclusion in the EU. If you're a young Italian person, why would you stay in Italy, right? You can go to the Netherlands, you can go to Germany, you can go to France, which have much stronger economies. Because if you have a single EU passport, you can live and work anywhere else in the EU. Vietnamese people, they don't have that, right? They have a Vietnamese passport, they can live in Vietnam. And because the population is so young, that's positive for the economy, and it's positive for the development of different things here, right? So I think that, so when you combine all these things, okay, the foreigners and the locals train here completely holistic, in synchronicity, right? There's no like separation of them like whatsoever. Like they train like, when you show up at Over Under or Arcane or wherever else, like who you roll with, like whether it's an American or a Vietnamese person, there's no like, it doesn't feel any different, right? It's just a person you're training with, right? So everyone's kind of working together in that regard. You have like a population that's growing and you have a big population, right? So it's these things sort of combined together, and it's like I see a lot of potential in this country, more so than I think any other Southeast Asian country. Now, I haven't been everywhere. I haven't been to the Philippines. I've only been to Bali in Indonesia, which is kind of not really Indonesia. Yeah, technically I've been to Indonesia, but is it really? Yeah, so I don't know. I couldn't say for those places, but of the places I've been, I definitely think Vietnam has like the most potential to really like have jiu-jitsu grow massively here.